Hey everyone, it's the Asian Ty Lopez here. I'm here to explain to you guys a great opportunity that you're never going to want to miss out. Only 25 people I'm going to select to basically mentor one-on-one for $69.99, not $69.69 because that's not appropriate. Understand that this is a one-time introductory offer. If you want to own a car, not a Lamborghini, but an Audi, a Ferrari, a mansion in Beverly Hills, this is your opportunity of a lifetime. So please come sign up for my business plan, business creation, whatever. Asian Ty Lopez here to say hello. Thank you very much.
Vintage Magic. Game, collect, invest. For more information about our consulting and professional services, visit vintagemagic.com.
All right, guys, happy Easter. Happy Easter, everybody. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are spending some time with your families today. It's a big holiday for a lot of you out there, so thank you for watching the channel. Hit subscribe, hit like if you like the video. Today's video is going to be a follow-up regarding the Black Lotus scam situation that everybody posted on Reddit, all this stuff that's happened, and I've purposely not said anything for about a month after taking down the original video. I actually didn't even want to take down the original video, but I felt that it was best to do a little bit more research on what the hell happened. So those of you who forgot what happened, I got a phone call from a client named Brady. He apparently bought unlimited Black Lotus from a guy on eBay. And this card was, he got it from, so what happened was, the story he told me was, he got it on eBay. The guy shipped it to him to his mom's house because he had to work, which makes sense. And basically this card's about $10,000 with tax. I think it was like $8,000 something, but then sales tax, it's almost $9,000, almost $10,000. And basically what happened was he picked up the card from his mom and then drove it to West Coast Sports Cards in Federal Way, Washington, which was basically, I think he works in like Tacoma or something, or Auburn. I'm not sure the exact distancing, but long story short, he told me, I actually talked to him prior to making this video recently, actually a few days ago, to get permission to kind of go through some of the things, because it's very important to understand that there's two sides of the story. I've also talked to the seller originally after all this quite a bit, and he was very, very clear that, you know, he didn't want people to, he wanted people to know that, hey, you know, it's not my fault. I'm not the person that did anything. And at the same time, the buyer, Brady, wants everybody to know that, hey, look, I basically appraised the card. That's all I did. So I talked to Brady. He said, you know, the thing is, I took it to West Coast Sports Cards because I didn't know if this seller, right, you know, would sell me a real card, because he's heard so many scams online about fake cards. And it's not that he didn't trust the seller because he had 100% feedback, but he didn't know if the card was definitely going to be real, if that makes sense. Like, I guess that makes a lot of sense. You know, I talked to several other collectors and I asked them, hey, would you take it to a sports card shop or a magic shop, whatever? It's not a small shop. And the answer has been an overwhelming yes. And the main reason why is, well, I guess you want, you know, evidence and proof that, you know, from the experts that work at the shop that know the magic cards. So that made sense. I always wonder that question myself, like, why in the world would you drive to a card shop? And remember this, Brady then picks up the box from his mom's house, drives it in the car to the sports card shop, films it, and there's like probably, what, an hour and a half kind of in between travel time or so, and 2 hours, I don't even know how long it is. But the thing is, Brady then records this package, right? And it's opened on camera by West Coast representatives there, and they do the comparison. And from what I saw in his video, because Brady had a video, obviously, the box looked untampered, didn't look like resealed, nothing. And I want to tell you guys something. through all of this mess and tobacco that occurred, I was able to get the box and the card, all the bubble envelopes, because I had to record the counterfeit part of the comparison of the Black Lotus, like a real unlimited Black Lotus and a fake and the fake one that was sent, allegedly, I guess if you want to put it this way, because some of you out there is going to get trolly and say, well, Rudy thinks it's a scam and this is a scam. Well, the thing is, you got to hear both sides of the information. I want you guys to know that I am not involved. Again, I'm going to be very clear to everybody. I am not involved at all in this situation. I've never participated in a scam. I've never scammed anybody in my life. It's completely bogus if you read anything on Reddit. If you look at my feedback on eBay, I invite you to go to my eBay store. Seriously, link is below if you wish. I have like 4,300 something unique feedbacks, and I've sold way more transactions than that, but those are unique feedbacks, and a lot of them are repeat buyers. But look very carefully. I sell stuff in the tens of thousands. And I mean, look at it. There's nothing that says, oh, Daniel never sent my card. Oh, he scammed me. No. My reputation would be shot. I would be in jail, right? So keep that in mind. I did not do anything. I have an appraisal service. So Brady gives me a call, right? And says, hey, I got this card. I have to appraise it. So, he was frantic. And I got to think about it from a buyer's perspective. Think clearly as a buyer, okay? Only as a buyer. And that's what happened. I got a call and said, hey, would you help me appraise this? Because I looked at this card and I don't know if it's real. I think it's fake. And he was all distraught. Some of you in the comments before said, well, that's incriminating evidence because he's distraught. I don't think so. In my view and other people's view, and this is my opinion, by the way, my opinion. I'm not siding with anybody. It's my opinion. The situation was I saw a guy who bought a $10,000 card, and it was fake. Stop right there. What would you feel? How would you feel? Would you feel like you got scammed? Do you feel like you lost all your money? Brady has never filed a claim against anybody. He's never had a situation. So he asked me for my advice, like, how do I get my money back? How does this work? I don't even know how to do it. Now, if for those of you who think, well, he's just playing dumb. He just does this all the time. Oh, and for those of you out there who are stalkers or whatever and want to judge people, yes, Brady even said, I have a criminal record back in the day for something. He did his time, not even sure what he did, right? But again, judging someone based off of something that he's done in the past is like saying like an innocent person who's been a stand-up person doesn't do crime either, right? There's plenty of people that are innocent in this world, even church people, have done crime, right? It doesn't matter. Crime happens, and I gotta say, Brady was very forthcoming, genuine, honest. He never hid anything. He was upfront. And the thing is, I gotta be honest, my gut feeling, I trust his side of the tale. I don't know what the hell happened to this Lotus. I don't know what happened, but I'm not accusing the seller either, but something happened. Something happened, okay? Let's continue with the story. So I get this appraisal, and Brady, tells me the story, right? He's like, yeah, I got the card. I went to West Coast, and it's fake, and, so I appraised it. And then people start blasting me online. This is why I took the video off, was I was siding with Brady or something. The thing is, at that moment in time, and when I made that video, I did talk to the seller and cut it. I got some of his information, but that video posted was my account at that moment of the when I saw that card the first time. Make sense? But think about it as a buyer. He lost $10,000 right there. The feeling is sunk. He had no one else to talk to. He had no one else to figure out how to do this. He'd never done this before. So I had to empathize. I said, look, I'm going to help you out. When I say help you out, I'm going to show you, hey, these are the steps to get a refund, and this is the process. Now, let's go into what the seller said in a second here. All right, so yeah, again, the reason why I cut off on almost a 10-minute mark is my camera is that HD super high quality thing. So it cuts off at 10 minutes and I don't have a little button thing to control it. All right, so let's get right into the seller part. So the seller situation, I called the guy, I think he lives in Florida, probably next to Rudy. I don't remember. Nearby, right? In that area, right? Florida's a big place. I actually don't remember where he lives. But I have his information somewhere. And he's a nice guy. Really nice guy. When I talked to him, though, he immediately told me, oh, I have this video. Let me forward it to you. He sent me the video. Okay, I saw the video. And what I noticed about the video was, okay, he recorded himself shipping a card. I then looked at his feedback. And by the way, I'm not making any judgments. I want you guys to do your own research and your own thought process. I'm just saying it, looking at every side, the buyer and the seller, okay? I look at his feedback. His sales, his feedback is mostly, pretty much all, smaller little items. No offense to little items. They're great, but not Power 9, dual high-end alpha cards. No. He sells all like under $100 items, if not lower than that sometimes. So keep that in mind, right? The guy doesn't sell tens of $1,000 items. And then he has these Power 9 cards on there listed. And I saw this Lotus. I'm like, okay, the picture of the Lotus is different than the one that Brady got, allegedly. Allegedly here, right? Obviously, we're trying to figure this out. So I'm like, okay, this is strange. The guy has perfect feedback. It makes no sense. I even said on camera to Brady, that doesn't make any sense at all. But I realized something. Rudy from Alpha Investments actually pointed out there's a lot of scams and stuff going on. People with great feedback and out of nowhere, they just go ballistic mode and start selling fake products or not shipping the products out or whatever. There's like this delay or something, right, with eBay's response. Not accusing this guy, right? He's still on eBay. But when I talked to this guy, I asked him what happened there. So Brady basically requested a refund. The seller then does something very puzzling in my opinion. Why did seller goes, I then refunded Brady the money and gave him a shipping label or whatever so I can basically have it sent back to me. I want you to think about this. And I want to be very clear because I sell a lot of items. If I'm a seller, because I am, and if someone told me, hey, I have a $10,000 Lotus that I sent to you, but I didn't get it, would you refund the guy the money or would you fight it back and be like, no, I want evidence. I want something, right? I want, the seller told me the thing is, he's seen this before or something happened before. I'm not sure, right? He's told me that, that things have happened where he knows eBay's policy is basically, they always side with the buyer. I'm like, well, that's strange. You already know the policies. Okay, well, you know the policies, I guess. Has this happened to you before? I don't remember. I remember talking to him about something around this range, and it seems to me he has knowledge of the process, which is really intriguing to me because I've never had this. In all the years of selling on eBay, I have never had anybody say, Dan, I opened up this package and where's my cards? Never had that, not once. In fact, the only time that's ever happened to me as a buyer was a guy who basically, I was buying like a PSA 9 and a Alpha or Beta, I don't remember, Black Lotus and a Shivan Dragon. And I got the Shivan Dragon, but not the Alpha Lotus or Beta Lotus, whatever. And that guy ended up becoming a scammer and the eBay got to him and whatever, right? But the bottom line is I've never had that in my decades of experience of selling high-end stuff. I have never, ever had a situation like that, ever. So as a seller, I'd be like, dude, I sell stuff all the time. Why would I ship you nothing? I'm not going to give you a refund, but if you want a shipping label, how it works on eBay, by the way, I looked it up and I've had a few refunds because cards were either like there was a print once that was a little damaged, or there was a card that may have been slipped because it wasn't packaged in a certain manner. I don't know, but small things, right, have occurred in my experience. But generally, it's been always very clean in terms of the shipping quality. And basically, what happens is on eBay is you select, hey, yeah, I want to select, yes, I will accept a return. Okay, that's how it works. You accept the return. Then what happens is you basically give a shipping label out, and they have to return it. I don't know if the guy hit return or he also hit accept a refund and just said ship the thing back when you can. Okay, I think what I heard from this was he said, this is going to be a refund thing anyway. And I think he said something in the regards like, I am going to get, I'm going to give the guy a refund because I know that this is going to end up badly for me because I'm the seller. I'm sorry. If I was losing a $10,000 card, I would be pissed, right, as a seller. Pissed. On the phone, the guy was not upset. He was not upset. And again, this is my observation. He wasn't upset. He was very calm, and I think that's pretty good if you're calm, But I'd be pissed too. I'd be more, honestly, for me, I'd be more like Brady and pissed off and angry, right? So everybody's different, and I got it. Lo and behold, Brady ends up sending the card back to the seller, and the seller, the refund is initiated, and the seller now is out this Black Lotus that he says he shipped. Okay. Brady, in the meantime, Brady has nothing to hide. I want to be very clear to you. Brady actually posted the actual video online. He told me he would also give me a copy on a thumb drive of the video. The problem with that is he has an Apple phone, and I use Samsung, and he's not a tech-savvy person. So he's trying to send me this file, and it's not working. It's too big. So I'm like, dude, you're just going to have to get a thumb drive and give it to me one of these days. That's the delay in the communication. So ever since that all occurred about a month ago, this initial video, I've been trying to meet with Brady and get this thing figured out. Unfortunately, with the Corona thing and every crap going on, I just talked to Brady on the phone the other day. He's like, obviously we can't meet. But he did tell me this. He said to every one of you, I am happy to do a Q&A. A Q&A of whatever the hell you want to ask me about this. Because he has nothing to hide. This is what he said. I'm just doing my Anderson Cooper reporting here from CNN. I don't care. I gotta say, he wants to talk about it, and he has nothing to hide. So, I want you to put in your comments below, what do you have a comment for? Explain to me, explain this. I don't know, whatever you think, because I'm just sitting here being a reporter, effectively, sharing the information that it was presented to me, and giving my opinion about it. So, once it's all done, we'll do a Q&A. We might do a virtual Q&A. We might do Skype. I don't know what's going to happen, but I want to hear your comments about it. Now, let's end the video here in a second. All right, so the last part of this video is I kind of want to talk about an important part about a lesson learned, because I kind of see this as a learning lesson. For those of you who are kind of new to my started Magic Business School, I think there's 10 out of 25 people of the 25 slots are available. So there's 15 slots now available, which is, it's going to get booked up. And it's like $69.99 a month. It's a great kind of way to start a Magic business. This is a learning lesson for you guys and also people who are just watching this in general. Okay. Link is below if you're interested. Patreon.com/VintageMagic for that Magic business creation class. So I want you guys to take this all in. The most important thing that I noticed here was that you can do all the research you can about sellers. And as a buyer, all you can do is hope that the item comes real, right, to them, right? At the same time, you can do the research as a seller on the buyer, right? What they're buying, their motives, all that kind of stuff, right? Unfortunately, it's kind of weird. I don't think you can put negative feedback for a buyer anymore on eBay, which makes it kind of, I don't know, like that's not a good system, right? But what can you do? Well, people have told me, well, Dan, I want to record every item or whatever I send out. Okay, if you wish to do that, that's fine. But that doesn't prove anything other than the fact that you did package it up. Because this is the part that really is going to come down to it. Both Brady and the seller have a video, right? The thing what they don't show in the video is the seller dropping it off to FedEx after actually recording the video, right? And also Brady picking it up from mom's house. How do you know from the car ride to the card shop nothing was manipulated? But here's what's interesting about the whole thing. I looked at the box, right? When I had the box, the padded envelopes, everything. That padded envelope, well, first the box. The box was not double taped again. It wasn't resealed. I looked at it. Also, the padded envelopes, right? Those are not the cheap, those are tamper evident envelopes, okay? There has to be some massive amount of manipulation to occur to do that. For the buyer, right? Brady would have to manipulate the whole thing. When he opened that whole envelope of stuff, it looked to me as if it was still, he was pulling the crap out of it, right? Then the seller, for example, right? Packages it up very nicely, very professionally. Everything was done right. But the thing is, how do we know? And I'm not starting a conspiracy theory, but the reality is you got to look at both sides. How do we know that the seller didn't manipulate the box and had another box right next to it? It's very easy to print another label, right? It's very easy to make a video, put it into another box, and have the sealing system the same exact way, because that's a very standardized setup. He could have his own setup he's always done the whole time. Everybody has their own setup, right? So, and who knows? And who knows also, what if someone from FedEx, by the way, I had a situation where a UPS guy stole something out of a box and it was manipulated. So there you go. How do you know someone from FedEx didn't steal it or manipulate it? I mean, a Black Lotus, it's worth the manipulation. Sounds a little far-fetched, but who knows? But I want people who are learning and trying to gain knowledge of how these systems work. If you create a business, you create a company, you have to deal with all this stuff. And look at what I'm dealing with. I'm dealing with this PR nightmare in some ways, just trying to deal with these people. I've had to block a lot of people basically trolling my other videos that has nothing to do with this situation. And now I'm addressing it. I'm doing it in a very, even keel, fair way, right? As people would call it. I don't side with the buyer. I don't side with the seller, right? But I will tell you that from what I see here, I think this entire thing is weird. The whole thing, like they say, shit is weird. Something happened. Something is wrong. And I got to tell you, for Brady to be completely honest, the buyer, and want to talk to everybody, again, on camera. Think about this. A guy with a criminal record. Why would he get on camera? Why would he post the video? He only took the video off because he got threats from his mom. Death threats. He didn't want to deal with it. That's the only reason why. He has nothing to hide. Why in the world would he want to get on camera now? I think he even wrote an email to Rudy because I think Rudy mentioned something about trying to contact the seller. He has nothing to hide, right? I don't think the seller has anything to hide either. Maybe what needs to happen is a seller-buyer FaceTime chat or something. And maybe like Rudy as the moderator. I don't know what's going on. Kind of like a UFC fight. I don't know. I don't even think it's fighting. It's weird. I don't know. All right, Detective Daniel here. That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say about the entire thing. I hope you guys understand I had nothing to do with this alleged scam or whatever. I'm not accusing anybody. But in my opinion, at that moment, at that time, the video I made was accurate. The card I saw was counterfeit. And I feel bad for the buyer at that moment in time. And look, I still feel bad for both parties now. I'm not saying the seller, did it. I'm not saying the buyer did it. I'm saying that it's bad for business, bad for people. And I hope you guys take it as a learning lesson and have a good Easter, spend time with your family, and learn from these things. Buyer beware, seller beware, learn from them. Life goes on. See you guys later. Hey everyone, it's Daniel Chang with VintageMagic.com. In this video, I want to run through our consultation service on VintageMagic.com. So what's really exciting to me about the consultation process is meeting you. I've met so many incredible people in the Magic the Gathering industry all over the world, and this consultation process is the key part to a successful working relationship. Getting hold of me is very simple. You could call or email me. We'll talk more about your needs. From all that information I gather in our call, typically about an hour long, I'm going to determine the best solution for you. So because we have such a suite of services that we offer, I'm gonna sit down with a follow-up call, and then we're gonna go off and determine what the best path is. I have experience in handling conversations in regards to large collections of artwork, sets of cards, either if it's graded or ungraded, raw cards. I also have dealt with collections with lots of misprints and oddities. Altered cards, sketch cards, and artist proofs are also one of my specialties. My experience in Magic Gathering has gone to any level of collecting you may have. I look forward to working with you.
Vintage Magic. Game, collect, invest. For more information about our consulting and professional services, visit VintageMagic.com.